This is the Political Spotlight.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. It's more like a political flop.
Nobody listens to Bilbrey.
He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously.
He is a rude, crude dude that will never go any further than broadcasting from his mother's basement.
Bilbrey is a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians.
Grab another box of Twinkies and generic cola, Bilbrey.
And get back to your microphone and your audience of nobodies.
The Political Spotlight is a joke.
He is like a rude, crude dude that will never go
Bilbrey's a wrecking ball for Indiana. Shut that stupid Bilbrey up.
And away we go. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 677th episode of the Political Spotlight. We are taping live, coming to you live from the North or South Pole. I am not 100% sure, but I am just a couple minutes away from having to put mittens on my fingers. I can always tell because my ring, I wear a size 11. No, what is this? Is this 11 or 12? It's a size 11, my Superman ring. And it always fits like nicely, except when my hands are freezing. Like there's no way I can. I mean, if I slung my hands down, it would fall right off. I am so bloody cold. I cannot deal with it. I'm getting ready to hook up my space heater down here. I mean, it's nuts. Never in my life, ever at any point in my life, have I ever been cold. That is something that I'm going to have to deal with. I'm going to have to learn to deal with. I now know how you other half have lived. It's wild. All right. Hey, yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday, June 4th, 2026. If you're watching live, and I worked outside most of the day today. We mowed the yard and cut around the shooting range, and I got a little bit of sun on my forehead. As you can see, I was a little pink up there, and I got grass everywhere, and so I was actually thrilled to come back inside. And thought, man, I can't wait to get inside. It's going to be nice and cool down there. And man, it felt good for like 10 minutes. And then it went from, now I need to go back outside and get warm. So welcome. It's the end of the week. I'm happy it's the end of the week. This has been a hellacious week, I can tell you. We have had a lot going on. We have a lot that we've covered this week, and there are a lot of odds and ends, things that we are trying to wait on, things that we are in hopes of getting. We have some record requests in. We have got some emails sent in. And now we're just hoping and praying that these elected officials, these appointed officials, these people in the government, various different governments, are going to do what they're supposed to do. So now I am using tonight's episode kind of as a recap, because I came this close to calling the show tonight. But just because I don't I have a couple of new pieces. So if you're here, you're like, oh, I'm going to turn off. I got a couple of big things that I'm going to talk to you guys about, that a couple of pieces of information that I got today that are important. So don't go anywhere, but we're just going to kind of recap a lot that's happened, because we've had a lot that's happened this week. And I feel as if some of what's happened this week has been overshadowed by other things, or we've talked about stuff, but we've kind of, glossed over some pretty big things. So I want to use this episode 677, as a bit of a recap. The week's not over yet. Tomorrow's Friday. But as we know, that means Shireen Wegley will not be at City Hall because she doesn't work on Fridays. And that's pretty much means nothing's going to happen because, as everyone knows, she's the end-all, be-all. Listen, Shireen Wegley has like 2 emails that she emails from. She emails from her own email, which she should be emailing from. It's the swagley at muncie.in.gov or whatever. And anytime I email her there, I always address her as Ass Wagley. ASS period Wagley. And it's supposed to be ASST for assistant. You know what I mean? But I always forget the T, and so I just address her as Ass Wagley. However, when she emails me from the mayor at muncie.in.gov, which I don't believe she should be emailing from, but when she does, I always address her as her Royal Highness, Mayor Wagley. And so that's always fun. So interesting question, Charlize. Charlize says, has anyone heard how Dan is doing? Hope the surgery was a success. Yes, me too. I've been praying for him. I hope that he's doing well. I had thought that same thing. I wondered, I'm actually shocked, rather. I guess I'm kind of disappointed in the city of Muncie. I'm rather disappointed that they haven't addressed this in an actual post where they are coming out and saying, hey, Mayor Ridenour's surgery was a success. But as a couple of people are putting up on the screen now, we are hearing that Adam Leach, the city controller, in a brief community update today, did make mention of the mayor's absence and his surgery. So we're going to put this up here on the screen here and let you guys see this. And we're going to listen to what he has to say, because I listened to this and I think I disagree with what you're saying. Let's listen to this.
Good morning. I'm Adam Leach, city engineer, Muncie Sanitary District President. Today I'm going to do the community update since Mayor Ridenour is currently out in convalescing after a successful surgery, to my understanding.
Okay, currently out in convalescing. What a weird way to phrase that word. He pronounced that word rather strangely. Am I wrong in thinking that if I would have said it, it would have been convalescing? He says convalescing. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm not a street superintendent engineer, shower picture taker, but look, this dude is the man who took showers in the picture. Excuse me. I think I might be having a stroke. The cold is affecting me. This man took, it's just because I got so flustered thinking about it. This man took pictures while he was in the shower. He also took pictures of himself while cooking bacon and walking around with very little clothes on. Very strange. Very strange. I tell you, the people that work at City Hall in Muncie are some of the weirdest people. And we just conduct and do business with these people, and we're supposed to act like they're normal human beings. Well, I mean, I guess they are. I guess normal people do that. It is what it is. Very strange. All right. What? Charlize. All right. So he does say, let's go back and listen to this. This is supposed to be serious.
Is currently out and convalescing after a successful surgery, to my understanding.
After a successful surgery, from my understanding, he says. I'm happy to hear about it. Thank the Lord above. I'll be really honest. I was kind of starting to think that maybe it didn't go as planned, or it was worse than they thought. You know what I mean? Like, I was starting to really think bad things because we just hadn't heard anything. And I'm like, why in the hell would Amber Green, the communications director, not have sent out a press release or posted something to Facebook saying, by the way, the mayor, who everybody knows this is going on, everyone's been, I mean, it's all anyone talks to me about. Why would they not have posted something? And so I started thinking, like, man, I started getting kind of pessimistic and thinking that doesn't seem good. So I hope that this is a truthful statement. It's just weird that he says it so quick like that. Let's hear what else he has to say. No news is good news. Jackie Fisher says, no news is good news. Yeah, no, I don't roll that way. I mean, yeah, I know that's a saying, and I know things. I'm a hypochondriac, and so I believe that the story is, you let me know what's going on as soon as possible, or else you don't understand what you are creating. You know, yeah, but yes, you are correct. So I will take it as it is. Good news. My thoughts and prayers for continued recovery to the mayor, to his family, to his doctors. I hope everything is successful. And I'm kind of joking, but because it's a kind of a dark subject, but my thoughts and my prayers are with him. And I hope everything went well. So let's go ahead and listen to the rest of this quick message.
So today your public works team is paving out on Proud Street around Howard. Just a little block and a half. It's in pretty rough shape. So milled that, rebuilt the gutter, reestablished grade, knocked all the manholes back down to an acceptable level, and should be paved out around lunch. Everything, supposing it goes well. Next week, we're going to move over to 11th Street, hopefully get it knocked out that week as well, then move on to get some of the driving lanes over on Memorial, which are in desperate need of attention. So that's what your public works team is doing. Our concrete crews are also out doing some concrete work around town, replacing sidewalks and whatnot. Tillotson job is still scheduled for a let by NDOT. We're just waiting on the results of that. That'll be in July. We're really looking forward to Tillotson getting done, as I'm sure the rest of the community is. We're also out here at the beautiful Tui pool that is operational. Cardinal Swim Club is currently using it, getting their laps in. And it'll be open today, of course, to the public. We're looking forward to everyone enjoying that. We want to give a shout out to our Muncie Sanitary District team from the Water Pollution Control Facility. The maintenance team has been the one rebuilding pumps, replacing plumbing. They're currently doing some plumbing over in the kids' waiting pool to get all of that operational. So we're looking forward to that coming online. And it's just another beautiful day in Muncie. That's pretty much it for me. Thank you.
That was quick. That was quick. Yeah, he needs to tone it down. No kidding. That was nuts. I was kind of thinking that maybe we would get a little bit more than that, but that was it. Hey, you know, at least that Tillotson sounds like it's going to get get done. You know what I mean? Tillotson. So that's good. So that was that. In the way of news from City Hall, there basically, other than that, has not been any news from City Hall. Last night live, while you guys were watching, while I was here, we sent a record request to City Hall. And not to my knowledge, Charlize, not to my knowledge. I haven't seen that. So we sent out a record request to the city of Muncie last night for current acting mayor Jeff Howe. We sent out a record request to them for his contract, his current contract, as well as all other contracts that he has had with the city of Muncie. And of course, I didn't receive that today. We haven't received that. But I do have something that we talked about at the end of last night's show. And I want to put this up here on the screen for you guys to all see. And I really want you to take this in. Okay? So up here on the screen, we have this sheet of paper that you guys can see. And it breaks down the payments that George Jeffrey Howe has received for the last 6-7 months. Yes, that is the shower guy. Yes, you must have just got here. That was the shower guy. So I want everybody to take a look at this, all right? So I put this together, all right? Everything that you see on this document is actual factual information. If you don't believe me, you can go through the controller's page on the city's website, and you can go through the weekly claims yourself, all right? So if you start at the topmost section at the left side, it says George Jeffrey Howe, description, MRC director, 12/2025. It then says paid by check number 277787, invoice date 12/1/2025, payment date 12/5/2025, amount $19.50. And that $19.50, that amount is the amount that he was first given when Ridenour first made him the Muncie Redevelopment Commission director. Okay? Now, what's interesting, I concur. I love it. What's interesting here then is that's for the month of December 2025. Now, when we go to the one right to the right of that, and we see George Jeffrey Howe, description, MRC director, 1/2026, check number, invoice date 1/1/2026, payment date 1/9/2026, amount $2,145. I can tell you, I don't recall ever hearing that his amount of money was supposed to increase. That's only $195, so it's not a drastic change of money. But I don't recall. Hello there, Larry. I don't recall that amount of money ever supposed to have increased. To my knowledge, they've never went before the Board of Works and talked about it. To my knowledge, Ridenour has never mentioned it on a community update. I've never seen this amount of money increasing by $195. Okay. Now we come down to the one for February 2026. Invoice date February 1st, payment date February 13th, amount $2,145. The story's the same for March. The story's the same for April. The story's the same for May. However, then after the May date, we get here to June. Okay, and it says George Jeffrey Howe, description, MRC Director, 6/2026, paid by check 281,634, invoice date 6/1/2026, payment day is tomorrow. Okay, and what do we see here? Well, we see that the amount is in the good God. The amount paid is now $3,145. So that, friends, is $1,000 more than it was last month. Okay. And it's a $1,195 more than originally. Chief Muncie says, so he's deputy mayor and not being paid by the city, but he's being paid by MRC. No, that's not correct. He's deputy mayor. Okay. He's deputy mayor and not getting paid as deputy mayor. All right. Because that's what they said, that he's not taking a paycheck as deputy mayor. As deputy mayor, he's currently the acting mayor. And as acting mayor and recently appointed deputy mayor, he's not getting a paycheck. However, acting mayor, deputy mayor Jeff Howe is also still the director of the Muncie Redevelopment Commission. And as the director of the Muncie Redevelopment Commission, he's being paid, apparently now, $3,145 out of Muncie's edit fund. Ding, 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 ding. The MRC's not paying him, which why wouldn't they be paying him? That would make sense. It would make sense if they were paying him, but that's not what's happening. He's being paid out of the edit fund. And so the issue is, and this is an issue that we talked about back last week, we talked about it on Sunday, and I talked about it just a little bit on Monday, is that I've had some attorneys reach out to me saying that they didn't think that this was technically legal. We went through the document of the Attorney General's office, and I talked to people at the Attorney General's office, and unfortunately, this does not fall under the dual lucrative office position because the deputy mayor position was made by Indiana General Assembly. It was made a non-dual lucrative office. However, it does fall under the conflict of interest portion. And I feel that that's a problem. I feel as if he is in a situation where there's a conflict of interest here, and they just simply don't give a shit about it. You know what I mean? Yes, it is a slush fund. We call it a slush fund frequently. There's needs to be some serious oversight with it. It's still ridiculous. It's always been ridiculous, but yeah, it's a problem. And good evening, David. So yeah, so are you saying he's not being paid the extra amount under the contract for economic development director? I'm saying that's the only thing that he has to be getting paid. He has to be getting paid under his contract for economic development. That's the only thing that I know. Now, I at one time had a copy of his initial contract. And his initial contract stated that he got paid under the edit $1,950. And that was what he was to get paid by the edit slush fund. Since that initial contract, I have never heard anything about his $1,195 raise. Never heard anything about that. Yeah, just mere coincidence. All right, and why why it's important, and let's talk about this, okay? Because keep in mind, we have these documents. Okay. And look, it was signed on May 5th. It was signed on May 5th. Well, what does that say? Okay. On May, he was getting paid $2,145. Okay. But when he's getting paid $2,145 on May 8th. That's not for May, right? He's getting paid on May 8th for April. So when he's getting paid on June 5th, tomorrow, Friday, June 5th, he's getting paid for May. Okay? Now, I did see that they doctored this document up. They did fix this document. Okay, you want me to show you? Let me show you this. This is hilarious. Okay, so let me show you this this email chain back and forth between myself and Shireen Wagley. Okay. This is rather funny. So when I was at the council meeting on Monday, I asked the clerk's office, hello, Josephine, live from upstate New York. It's Josephine Pisculi. I think I'm still saying that right still. When I was at the meeting on Monday night, I asked the clerk's office, hey, by the way, did they ever come and fix that date? And the clerk's office said, yes, they did. They did. And I was shown. And I specifically, I think I got a picture of it. Hold on. I want to make sure that that's right. I think I got a picture of that. Now, you know what? I wonder if it's right here. Give me 1 second and let me see if I can find that. I bet I have a picture of it. Now, I know for a fact that I took pictures of that damn thing. Oh, you know what? Let me show. I can show it to you right here. All right, here we go. Without further ado, I can put this up here as overlays and show you. Give me 1 second. I knew that I had this on here somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see if this works this way. Give me 1 second. 1. Okay, look at this. On Monday, May 29th, so this is last Friday, Shireen Wegley sent this to the city clerk's office. And Shireen says, please see updated deputy mayor oath form. Okay, she sent that on last Friday after I made them look like idiots because I got the copy and I was like, oh, look, they did something screwed up because they backdated it or some nonsense to Tuesday, May 5th, which was election day, and they weren't clearly here. So look how stupid that looks, okay? And so then this is what they had sent. Here we go. All right. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the newly updated oath, okay, with their blue signatures. Who in the hell signs something in blue? That's so weird. Okay. So there that is. It's now the 29th of May, 2026. So then here's the next email that was sent. Look at this. The clerk's office says, you caught it too late. Bilbrey already came by. I love that. I absolutely love it. Belinda says, you caught it too late. Bilbrey already came by. Whoa. To which Shireen says, yeah, thanks. Let's do it in her voice, right? Shireen says, yeah, thanks. Not worried about his complaining. It was busy. I looked at the computer and put 5 instead of 29. No one else caught it either till later. Thanks for updating the file. You know, what kind of place are we running here, right? Aren't we running a city, an actual city? You know, nah, it's Muncie. It don't matter. Nobody cares. It's good enough for who it's for. All right. Then the mayor or the clerk sends this back. This is fantastic. Okay, look at this. Hey, send me that. Where are you? Where do you see his original contract at? Send that to me, Chief Muncie. Where do you see his original contract? All right, while she's sending that to me, look at this. The clerk says, no, she can, or I know who it is. That person can. You can email it or you can send it through Messenger, whichever one's good with you. This person says, seriously, you guys swore him in on the 5th? I think you already knew who was going to be in charge. Jeff Green was an obvious issue with the public, which is unfortunate because it's clear by statute he's an option to work on behalf of Dan. Jeff Green is a target. You want to do the updated oath now? I actually have started liking Belinda a little bit. I can absolutely appreciate Belinda's work here. Okay.
Do we upgrade her from cardboard box to pretty gift wrapped box?
Yeah. Right. That's hilarious. Okay. He was sworn in yesterday, and the decision was made Thursday after consulting with the attorneys, is what the mayor sent. The mayor's person sent back. Okay. That's Shireen Wigley. So then this happens. Okay. So then I ask for the email. All right. I asked for all those emails because I wanted it. And so when they sent it to me, I said, "Thank you for your quick response, Mayor Wagley." Okay. And the Mayor Wagley says this. Nope, that's me. Hold on, let me get this out of here. Let me get that out of here. Mayor Wagley said this. "No big conspiracy other than maybe the city clerk bringing her personal politics into an official transaction." Dude, these people are so catty. They're so ridiculous. You know what I mean? Just like, what in the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? Like this shit wouldn't fly in any real kind of business. You know what I mean? It wouldn't fly. So I sent this back. Didn't think it was. Just figured it was like most other things the administration does. Jammed through, rushed, half-assed, and always just a bit wrong. By the way, Belinda didn't say anything one way or the other about it to me. So I just think it's funny that they, in the mayor's office on the third floor, hates Belinda. They do not like Belinda. And I don't know. I mean, they're so weird, man. The whole thing is so strange. So that's that. I think that's interesting. Now, I'm going to go over here to the Muncie Post Democrat, and we'll pull up what they've got. Absolutely, Alva, all the time. All the time. All right, let's look this up here. Okay. Now, where are you seeing this about it? Because I'm looking at this on the Muncie Post Democrat, and I don't see anything about Howell's Howell. Let me see if I can find it. Is it? I appreciate that you sent that thing to me specifically, but can you tell me what article it's in? Let me see if I can search it. Let me see if I can search it here, folks. Okay.
Check the group. I just sent it to you, the link.
Okay. All right. Okay, all right. I'm getting this now here. I guess I'm just trying to understand. Let me take a look at this.
It looks like all 7 pages of it are posted.
Okay, so this is back. This I was going to say, because I think I'm the only. I was going to say this isn't something that they just went looking for now to get, because I think I'm the only. I think like we are the only people that have noticed that something has happened with this amount of money here, and I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. When we go back and we look at this document from 12/2025. I mean, December 2025, when he's getting paid $1,950, I knew that was more than what he was originally supposed to be getting. We talked about that the other night. I knew it. Okay. So we're going to go from here, and we're going to go and we're going to look at his original document. Okay. And that original document is right here. Okay, we're going to take a look at what's happening here. All right. So this was professional services contract, agreement contract made and entered into this 15th day of February 2024 by and between the city of Muncie and Jeffrey Howe, professional, collectively referred to as parties, is executed pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth herein and is governed by Indiana Code 413.6. Okay. So we're going to just kind of look here at what goes on here, and we're going to look and see what is happening here. Okay, let me see what we've got going on here. I tell you what, let me do something different here. This would probably be better. Download image. Okay, there we go. Now I can move it. So let's take a look and see what the money is. Okay, we don't see anything there. Okay. We'll go to picture number 2. Okay. All right, right here's the compensation. So right here you go. $1,860. $1,860. There it is. And this was signed on February 14th, 15th of 2024. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the Muncie Facebook page. Let's go back and see. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay. The city shall be responsible for the payment or repayment, the reasonable expenses of the professional related to the performance of the services herein. Let's see here. Okay. Go to page 3. All right, right here we go. Unless otherwise terminated in accordance with the termination provision set forth in Section 8 here in this agreement, shall be in effect from effective date through December 31st, 2024. This contract may be renewed under the same terms and conditions subject to the approval of the mayor of the city of Muncie. The term of the renewed contract may not be longer than the term of the original contract. Okay, so that means each contract has to be a year long. Okay, so each year they should have updated this contract. Okay, let's look at this conflicts of interest. Immediate family, interested party, city employee means city employee, special city employee, city officer or agent. The professional covenants that it neither has nor will have a direct or indirect financial interest by way of interested party in any other contract connected or associated with this contract. The professional further represents and warrants that no city employee who is interested party of the professional, a sole proprietor, or who serves as an officer, director, trustee, partner, or employer of the professional as a legal business entity participated in any decision to vote in any kind to award this contract. The city may cancel this contract. The professional has a affirmative obligation under the contract to disclose to the city when an interested party is or becomes a city employee. So now, as we saw in that document, it doesn't matter that he's not getting paid as the deputy mayor. We saw that the law states it does not matter if he's not getting paid. Okay, so that's important. Okay. So there we go. Now we're going to go back here. We'll go to the next page. That's page 3. So 1, 2, 3. We'll go to page 4. Terms of disputes. Okay. Notification. All right. Nothing there. Go to page 5. Okay. Six. Let's see. Okay. Okay. And then the last page. Which is just the signatures. Yeah, Chief of Muncie. I think that's a real serious problem. Now,
the contract does say it can be renewed.
Yeah.
And has to be renewed every year. However,
so what we need
it
to do
also says that the terms of the contract are the same. Which means that if they were going to raise his pay, they had to do a new contract. It can't just renew with a new pay amount. So there should be 3 more contracts, 1 for each additional pay raise.
Well, 1 from here to the 195.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second for the 2001
4100. And then 1 for there should be 3 more contracts.
Yeah. So I have a record request in for those 3 contracts. And who the hell knows how long it will take for them to get it to me. I'm going to send an email to the city of Muncie when we get off the program here tonight. I will send it for them to have first thing in the morning, letting them know that I have this initial contract. I still want them to provide me the initial contract, but I'm wanting them to quickly provide me the 3 other contracts, that this is a time issue, and it's something that they should be able to provide pretty handily. They should be able to provide it quick. It's not something that should take, long times. I'm sure what they're going to do is they're going to drag it out to where it's something that they give me after his 15 days. 2, 3, 4. I'm certain they're going to try some bull crap like that. Now, I'm making copies of this really quickly. Give me a second. I want to get copies of all of this. When I get copies of this, then I'm going to go and we're going to look something up here really quickly. Give me 1 second, and I will. We're going to go and look up something on the controller's side of the City of Muncie page. Okay, I got pictures of that. So now what I'm going to go do is we're going to go take a look at the city's website, and we're going to go back through the claims, and we're going to take a look at so Chief Muncie, I was going to request that last night, but I didn't want to bog Amber Green down because as I said, I know she's getting bogged down in several different places by several different people. And so I didn't want to be one of those other people to bog her down. I know they make shots for that, but I just thought it'd probably be better if I didn't. So will now tonight I will send a request for those invoices. Right, Clint? So let's go back here. So that was February of 2024. Man, it'll take forever to go back through this. Oh, we're already okay. So here I'm already into 2024. So let me go here to the first. I'm going to just go just for the shits and giggles. We'll go to August 2024. So let me go here to August. And I forgot his name is, what is it? Georgie Jeffrey. What a weird ass name. Okay, so he's not here. Maybe he's billing the city for travel. Alva says 1950 started, I believe, on 125. 2145 starts on 126. And that would make sense. I mean, that would make sense if that's what they were doing. Now, I'm not EF. Second week. Okay, so it's not the first, so it's the 9th. Okay. All right. Thank you there, Alva. EF. All right, yeah. Okay. So wait a minute. Yeah. So in August, he's being paid $18.60. August of 24. So December of 24. Yeah, Kelsey Cruz, Cristobal, great question. Real question is it a legal document if it's not under his full name and only under Jeff Howe? Yeah, I mean, it is. It's legal. I mean, if they're not doing, I will, Chief Muncie. Thank you. I appreciate your input tonight. You've been very helpful. Yeah, it's legal. I mean, if they're not doing it, if it's not something that he's doing to get over on somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I think they would be hard pressed to say that it's not legal in some way. Now, I do think that they're like doing weird shit here, but my question is, when did somebody vote on this? When did they take this to the Board of Works to get these approved? You know, all of these things are very important, and we need to know that. Let me see here really quickly. I'm here in all right, I'm here in December of 24. And it looks like now. Wait a minute. It looks like he didn't get paid. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Give me 1 second here, folks. I'm trying to find out why it looks like F. Now, looky here. It doesn't look as if he got paid in December. E, F. Oh, yeah, right here. It's the third week in December. And he got his 1860. So they're doing this every January. So yeah, right. This is so weird. I mean, it is what it is. It's the city of Muncie doing what the city of Muncie does, and you know, that's what it is. So we've got 1/10/2025. He went to 1950. Well, that's special. So I'm just going to, I mean, I've already requested all of this. It's just going to be how quickly they get it to us. So we'll have to see, you know, I will try to see if I can expedite that tomorrow. It is what it is. They will give it to us when they give it to us. And I'll try to fight to see if I can get it faster, but it'll be what it'll be. I want to look here really quickly. Board of Works from January of 2027. Now, Ridenour's in there. All right. So I want to put this up on the screen, and we're going to watch this. Okay. I want to watch and see if we get it, if he says anything, if anything happens, or this will be interesting right here. This will tell us what we need right here. I mean, technically, I'm sure he could. I don't think that he will. He's not going to do anything he's not going to do anything that Ridenour doesn't want him to do. But I mean, the thing says that he has all the same duties, rights, responsibilities as the mayor. So, yeah, that's that. All right, let's listen to what happens here.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Republic. End of this. One happy New Year. What we want to do is, for the new year, have election of our Board of Works officers. Do we have a motion? Do we have any? How about that? Mayor, we thank you for the opportunity to serve. Right. Any comments or questions? If Craig, good morning and happy New Year.
Good morning and happy New Year to you guys. Congratulations on 3 appointments. Really just a bunch of smaller claims this week, predominantly healthcare and utilities. I will note that there were a few bond payments that he saw on the EFTs. So with that, I'll open up any questions you might have.
Linda?
I have none.
I have none either.
I have none. Thank you.
I don't either. Thank you, Craig. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move approval of the claims for $1,147,152. Second.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, right.
Having none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate the work you do. We have one other item of business, City of Muncie Memorandum of Understanding with the Muncie Mission Ministries. Mayor?
Oh, no.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations on your appointments and election of officers. So I think you received a copy of this. This is not something that you necessarily have to sign, but it is something I wanted to bring up. It is to the Muncie Mission, but it is for support for the hub, which is a building on 8th Street that has not only the Muncie Mission inside of it, but has other agencies that help with the homeless. In some discussions last year, they had shared that it was becoming difficult as expenses.
I can't do it anymore. I can't. I'm not going to do it. I can't fight it. I don't. Screw it. Okay. Alva says go to the minutes. So we will go to the minutes for the Board of Works.
I'm in the minutes now. I'm all the way through January of this year, looking into February now, and I have not seen anything about approving a contract.
Okay. I'll say if there's not.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it would be in that first thing.
It should be. However, this is Dan, so, you know.
Well, but Lacey does the minutes.
No, I mean, as far as the timing on it.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
You know, oh, yeah, we should probably do that, you know, kind of a thing. 3 months later when nobody's thinking about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's, folks, I will.
But I'm up to March and I don't see anything about them. Professional service contract, there's one. But this is about engineering services.
Okay. Well, I will get the invoices and get the contracts from the city. I will try to have them hopefully by the first of next week. I'm assuming they're going to try to stall me out for the 15 days, but I will pitch a bitch and see what we can do. So it is what it is. Yeah, there's nothing there. I'm assuming there will be nothing. It is what it is. All right, moving on from there. I now want to talk a little bit about the deal from last night. From last night's meeting, we talked about Meagan Coutinho, and we had some questions. And specifically, I had a question about what the document said as it related to a couple of points here. And I'm going to pull this up and show you. I sent this to the Delaware County Commissioners. I sent this picture of last night's of the PCA, the probable cause affidavit for Meagan Coutinho. I sent this to them today. I sent a picture of this, okay, where it says conflict of interest. During the same time period that Coutinho was employed by Delaware County EMS, she also owned a cleaning business named Exquisitely Spotless. According to records on file with the Indiana Secretary of State's office, Exquisitely Spotless is a domestic limited liability company with Meagan Coutinho listed as the registered agent. The company's principal office address is listed as her home address, which is the same address of the residence of Meagan Coutinho and her husband, John. This is what matters. On a date prior to January of 2025, Coutinho's cleaning company secured an oral contract with the Delaware County Commissioners to clean the Delaware County 911 Center on a regular basis. A Delaware County Commissioner told Coutinho to, 1, check with the county attorney to make sure this contract was legal, and 2, properly file a conflict of interest statement as required by law. And let me tell you, folks, when I read that last night, I about came out of my seat, because that is not for the commissioner to tell Meagan Coutinho to go check. That is something that the commissioner should have said, I don't know if this is legitimate or not. I don't know that if this is right. I will check with the attorney and I will let you know. That is how you employ the proper checks and balances. Remember when Chief Muncie was just talking about this being a checks and balances issue with Jeff Howe and the mayor and MRC and how much he's getting paid and it's being increased? It's the same thing. The lack of checks and balances in local government is what allows for Meagan Coutinho to steal $208,000 from the city of Muncie, or from Delaware County, rather, from Delaware County. That's what allows that. It's these lacks of checks and balances which allows George Foley the opportunity to steal the thousands of dollars that he took from the actual city of Muncie. That's what allows these criminals to work in, under the cover of darkness and out in the daylight. The fact that there are no checks and balances. And so when it says on the screen here that a Delaware County commissioner told Coutinho to, I wanted to know who a commissioner was. Who was a commissioner? We only have 3 of them. All right? And on a date prior to January of 2025, those 3 commissioners were Sherry Riggin, James King, and Shannon Henry. Now, of those 3, Henry, King, and Riggin, only one of those 3 happened to be the Coutinho's best friend and next door neighbor, and that was Shannon Henry. And last night, ladies and gentlemen, I told you I felt that the person that told them this was Shannon Henry. And I will tell you that as of today, I received correspondence from some sources from the Delaware County government that confirmed that it was Shannon Henry. I had sent, was this oral contract done in a meeting or off the record? I don't know the answer to that. I am still working to find that out. So along with this, I also sent this to them. Theft from Delaware County EMS benevolence account. And the part that I was really interested about was also of note is numerous cash withdrawals from EMS internal account, dubious payments to utility companies, Amazon purchases, in-store purchases, and etc. Coutinho did not have authority or authorization to make these transfers or withdrawals for her personal use. I wanted to know why this amount had not been totaled up like all the other amounts were. Coutinho is accused of stealing the following: $3,848.04 from the Delta High School golf booster, girls golf booster account. Now, she did pay back $3,000, so she did pay that back. You know it. She did pay back $3,000, which means she technically owes them $48.04. But I'm hearing that she actually took more than that. They just can't prove it. Okay. And then from the Delaware County government, she took the following amounts. She took she took $5,302.64 plus another $7,000 plus another $14,408.15 plus an additional $181,749.93 for a grand total of $208,460.72 that she absconded with. All right. She also kept the county from using an additional $12,032.83 because of her just deviancy, I guess. I don't even know what the hell she had going on there. Totally crazy. Absolutely, totally insane what she had going on there. That's just nuts to me. Now, I want to make sure that people are aware of this, okay? It wasn't just her children. It wasn't just children, that she was stealing from. It was her own children. It was her kids were in the sports that she was stealing from. So she was stealing from her own children. Like, listen, it's bad when you say, hey, this person's stealing from children. You know, you say, oh, Tom, Dick, or Harry, they're stealing from children. That's bad. Meagan Coutinho stealing from children. That's bad. She was stealing from her own damn kids. Insane. Absolutely insane. But I want to make sure that people are aware. I want to make sure that people are aware of what it was that she was doing in Delaware County. She was claiming that she was working more hours than what she was approved to work. It was overtime that she was never approved for. Over 5,000 some hours, like 5,800 hours. And if you do the math on the hours that she's claimed to work, it turns into working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is about 25 hours of overtime each week for 5 fucking years. 5 years. What is the deal with that? That's crazy. And I want people to understand this is not just a Meagan Coutinho issue. This is a problem with the commissioners. This is a problem with the council. This is a problem with Ed Carroll, the auditor. This is a problem with the treasurer. This is a problem with Mike Ashley, the EMS director. The whole bunch of them, honestly, the whole bunch of them needs to go. Okay? Probably just need to start over and do something about this, because this is wild. But I want everyone to be clear that it was Shannon Henry. And you know what sucks about that? What sucks about the fact that it was Shannon Henry is we can't do anything to him. He's not running for re-election. He's done. He's done at the end of this year. He don't care. He doesn't care what happens. I hope they get him on the stand. I hope he has to testify. I hope he's made to look foolish. I don't even know. Maybe he'll somehow avoid that, but it's I want to show you guys something. I want to connect up with this dude. The guy that does the Dark Side of Muncie. What's his name? Darius Nefarious. I wanna have him on here coming up. I want you guys to look at this, what he did. This is really cool. And just listen to what this guy's got to say.
Nah, Delaware County, another one dropped. Now, every time I think I heard the craziest headline, here come another one. So according to investigators, a former EMS office manager is now facing multiple felony charges connected to alleged thefts involving the county government, EMS, and even the school booster program. And like, she was on a full money marathon. I'm talking about she was straight running it up. I'm sitting here reading the charges like, okay, theft. I scroll, another one. I scroll, another one. I don't know why I just heard DJ Khaled for a second. But then you get to the official misconduct, then the conflict of interest. At this point, the list is longer than Santa's Christmas list. And before anybody get into their feelings, these are allegations. Everybody is innocent unless proven guilty in the court of law. I'm sitting here reading the article like it's the season finale. And every time I think the credits finna roll in, boom, here go another plot twist. But for a second, can we talk about the golf boosters? Now, out of all places, the golf boosters, they just trying to get polo shirts, man. They trying to raise enough money to do a tournament. Now they doing interviews with investigators. And I always thought the boosters clubs only sold like candies and raffle tickets. But all jokes aside, this will really make me mad. And the whole community is pissed off right now. Because Muncie, we are so tired of hearing stories where money that is supposed to belong somewhere end up somewhere else. I'm tired of hearing about money connected to government, money connected to public services, money connected to programs for the citizens, ends up in someone else's bank account. People of Delaware County work too hard for their money. We pay our taxes, we support fundraisers, and we donate. Now, some of us, we trust the public officials and public employees to do the right thing. So when allegations like this come out, it don't just hurt the budgets. It hurt the trust. And trust is a lot harder to regain than the funds. Look, the citizens deserve better. The taxpayers deserve better. And the communities deserve better. What y'all think about this?
I love it. I love
Delaware
that dude.
County,
I love what he had to say. That's
another. Now every time.
That's amazing. I love that. I think that's fantastic. I like to connect with that guy, and he does some really interesting things. He talks about a lot of true crime stuff in Muncie, and he's a cool dude. So he apparently sent me a friend request. I'm gonna have to kick somebody off so I can. I'm gonna have to add them. She never saw her kids participating in the sports she stole from. Sure she did, because she wasn't really working. She wasn't working during those times. So she should have been able to go see everything that her people did. You know what I mean? Pam says, I miss seeing Catherine on here. Catherine was just on here like last week or the week before. We just had her on. I'm going to have Catherine on here coming up probably early next week, Sunday or Monday, maybe Monday, Tuesday, because we're going to be talking about some things going on. Man, I watched a park board meeting today from Madison County, and it's got me fired up. They were actually yelling. There's only like 1 or 2 elected officials over there that's worth a damn. And one of them is the surveyor, Ken Kaczynski. And he was there fighting for the people at the park board. And they were straight telling him that they were going to get the security and have him haul out of the meeting. God, I tell you what, people are so stupid. I get so sick of it, man. I get so sick of it. Absolutely horrible. So we're gonna have her back on here first of next week. It was insane. Yes, Veronica Crum. I'm sure. Hey, yeah, you know it. It's kind of like the Sky King said, I'm just a guy that has a couple of screws loose. I didn't even know it until now, I guess, I'm just going to try to see if this thing does a barrel roll, and then I'm going to nose down and call it a day, So, yeah, no, Veronica, you're 100% right. The kids, I guarantee you the kids are out of their mind, man. My heart really breaks for them. I will be honest. I messed up. I normally talk about when I screw up or talk about when I'm in the wrong, and I was going to avoid this, but I don't really know. I can't do anything about it now. So it's too far gone. When I posted the pictures of the probable cause affidavit, generally, what I do is before I post it, I will block out the address. I will block out the address. Now, listen, I'm not doing anything wrong by posting it. It's public record. Anybody and everybody can get that document. The news has posted the document. Matter of fact, one of the indie stations actually posted it the same way I did, and it's out there for God and everybody to see. But I generally don't do that. I will generally block out the address, and I just didn't. It just skipped my brain, and I posted it, and now it's been out there and it's shared so much. And even if I go back on mine, I mean, it's out of the bag. It is what it is. I hate that. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to do anything here or whatever, but I just hate it for the kids. I hate it for the kids. And I've had a couple people be like, you should think of the kids. You should take this down. You shouldn't be talking about this. And I'm just like, yeah, right. We should all just go away. We should all just stop caring about this. No one should say that this is bad. No one should talk about it. She should get away with it. And I literally had, she should have thought about her kids. That's what I said yesterday. Like, I will think about her kids and 1 second after she starts thinking about her kids. And that's probably a selfish thing. I should think about them even more, though. I should give her even more a damn about her kids than she does. honestly, but it is what it is. I wish them the best, and I hope they are able to take care of it. I mean, absolutely. Here's what I hope. Yeah, I heard that the good thing about it is they're not in school anymore. The kids they're home for the summer. One of them's graduating. Hopefully they can get out of that madness. I heard that their family has a long history. Their family has a long history of weird stuff. Her mother faked cancer, which, talk about what a horrible, god-awful situation. Her mother faked cancer at one point, and there's just a whole bunch of weird shit with this family. And, I hate it. And I hope that the kids can escape it or whatever, I don't know. And I hope Meagan gets help. I hope she's able to, face the demons. And if she's found guilty of this, she's innocent until proven guilty. If she's found guilty, I hope that she is able to defeat this and overcome it and, make a better second half of her life. You know what I mean? So that's that. Hopefully the kids will see this as a lesson. It's a tough lesson, but hopefully they will. Okay. Hey, before we go, I want to just mention a couple of other things here really quickly. I'm getting so bad at this. Before we do that, we'll take this opportunity to take a really quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. And when we come back, we will talk about these last two things that I wanted to mention. You guys sit tight. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I want to talk just briefly about the Muncie City Council meeting on Monday. There were two things that happened. Yeah, that's right, Alva. Absolutely. Oscar Little, you are totally correct. Her family is a total mess. No, Veronica, I'm glad you brought it up. I mean, that is something that people need to think about. And I hope, real quick before I move on from this, I hope that if there are people out there that know this and the people are following this and they're into the drama or whatever, and you have kids that are connected to her kids or whatever, that you will sit your kids down and tell them not to be talking about this shit, that, and kids are going to do what kids are going to do, and kids are horrible. Sometimes kids are horrible. That you just try and get your kids to have some decency about this. So yeah, that's good. Yeah. Hey, while we're here at this weird time, hit that like button if you could. It would be nice if you could smash that like button, give us a like, and do all of that stuff. I see there's a lot of people here from Facebook tonight. It is what it is. Thank you for watching if you're on Facebook, but in the future, maybe get over to YouTube. YouTube is where it's happening. More people chatting there. You get to be part of the chat. You can smash the like button. You can subscribe and be our forever friend, and it doesn't cost you any money. Hey, thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. That means a lot. By the way, if you guys want to get a hold of us, you can do that by, here's our phone number, our emails. There's where you can find us. YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, X. We're on political. We are on the many different podcast hosting sites if you do that. So that's fantastic. It's all there. Hey, though, yeah, I know Facebook are like freeloaders, I guess. It's kind of like the low end. No, it's all right. I appreciate it. So Muncie City Council meeting, there were two important things discussed, voted on: Ordinance 9-26 and Resolution 8-26. And 9-26 is the firefighters station over Station 5 over on Tillotson. and it was introduced, but then after it was introduced, it was voted to go to the public which one is it? I don't want to say it wrong. Public Services Committee. So I sent an email today to Council President Green and Vice President Basham. And I said, I'm following up on Monday's meeting to confirm whether Public Service Committee meeting to discuss Ordinance 9-26 has been scheduled. If so, what is the date and time of that meeting? I assume it will be in the council chambers, correct? If it has not been scheduled, do you know when that might happen? Please don't feel free to respond. Please treat this as something that you must respond to. You must respond to. Thank you in advance for this most basic level of communication, which is a part of your duty. So we will see if either one of them respond. I won't hold out much hope, but it is what it is. We will see. We will see what happens. I don't know. But they have to, in my opinion, they have to have it before the July meeting. So we don't have, too long. You know what I mean? Like they need 48 hours to call it. And, this first week's gone. So that means they've got to have it next week. We've got 3 weeks to have it, and they need to have it in enough time that they can get information there, get people there, and, learn what they need to learn before the next meeting, which the July meeting will occur on Monday, July 6th. So I want to know about that. Also, at the Delaware County meeting, commissioners meeting, they voted on that one touch, one gov thing. I am in the process of learning more about that. I've got some record requests in about that. And so I'm going to try to get you as much information as I can about that, and let you guys know what's going on. So I'm trying to get some more information about that, but I haven't had any luck at this point. I will let you know as soon as I get it. The county's generally pretty easy to work with record requests, unless you're asking about Vegas, and then they just never will respond. So I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted on that. That's pretty much it. I do want to say to Veronica Crum, thank you for being here. We generally are a political podcast. We talk about political corruption, the ongoings in Muncie and Delaware County. And if any of that interests you, you might consider jumping to YouTube. We are on YouTube. You could go there and you could subscribe. It doesn't cost you any money. You can find us on YouTube by going to, well, here's our links. YouTube.com/@ the political spotlight. If you just go to YouTube and search the political spotlight, you'll find us. So if you're interested in following what goes on, I generally, I'm not a journalist. I don't consider myself to be a journalist. I'm a political commentator. I'm an opinion guy, talk about what's going on. I'm a former police officer. I've been an investigator, worked in the Delaware County Prosecutor's Office. But I'm just a political person, and that's what I do. But we do break a lot of news. I tend to have this information because of the sources that I've built. And we talk about local, state, and national politics with a focus on local and state. So if you're interested in checking us out, follow along. So, I talk about politicians until they get mad at me, basically. That's one of these days, I'm going to put that as my tagline. That's just going to be it. That's hilarious. I was going to call a show. I was going to talk it doesn't take long either. I was going to do I wanted to name the podcast one time Bilbrey Talks. That's funny you said Kristopher Talks. That's funny. I've been in Muncie for almost a year, and everything happening in this town is crazy. I will definitely be following. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. If you're new here, specifically if you're new here, you definitely need to follow. Definitely. I tell you what, because I just had to kick a couple people off for this Darius Nefarious. If you send me a friend request on Facebook, I'll kick somebody off and I will accept you. I normally don't accept people out of line, but I will do that because we really need to get the new people here understood with what's going on. So send me a friend request on Facebook and I will give you an ad. And yeah, welcome. Welcome. Now get to YouTube. No, I appreciate it. I understand, and I appreciate it. The last thing I want to say is, have any of you been following? I know Kate's going to roll her eyes. Have any of you been following Reckless Ben and the YouTube, his YouTube shit with the Lego deal? The Lego with what's it called? Bricks and minifigs situation. Have you guys been following this? Brandon Rudd, Brandon Rudd. He's a ghost. He's right here. Brandon and I have been obsessed with this. We have been talking about this thing for nonstop. What? Listen, okay. I'm not going to get into it. That's what I was just getting ready to ask. If Alva, I'll call you. I will call you. All right, good. I love it. Hey, look, Pam Harris. Good. You found me on YouTube. Yes. We love you on Facebook, but YouTube is where it's at. Now that you're on YouTube, if you watch on YouTube, you will now get to see more people commenting. You have now unlocked a whole new way to watch. So wait a minute. So get this, for the people that follow Reckless Ben, I sent him a message on Instagram and on Patreon, and he's actually read it. He actually read my message, and I'm wanting to get him to come on and talk to him about this. I am so enraged. By what's going on. This is one of the reasons Monday night, I wanted the meeting the Muncie City Council meeting to go long enough that I didn't actually have a show, but I wanted it to go early enough that I could get out and watch more of the Reckless Ben story. I am obsessed with it. So if we have a slow night next week, we might do kind of like a recap of what's been going on, because I think it's a very interesting story. And that's what I kind of told Ben in my message to him is the story is great. The way that he lays the story out is fantastic. I listened to him on the civil rights lawyer show. And he said it's like Reckless Ben attempts to use loopholes to do good. And he was up against Bricks and Minifigs, and they attempt to use loopholes to do bad. So it was like very much a good versus evil. And I was like, yeah, I love it. Reckless Ben is what Josh wanted to be. For those of you that know Josh, for those of you that don't know him, you're better off for it. But Josh wanted to be Reckless Ben. In his mind, that's who he was. But he just wasn't smart enough. And Reckless Ben doesn't be like, hey, you owe my buddy back his Legos. Now, fuck your face. You know what I mean? That's the difference between Josh and Reckless Ben, and the fact that Josh was just an idiot. it is what it is. But yeah, we'll do a Reckless Bin show next week. And if we have a slow night. So Josh was reckless just in another way, unfortunately. God. All right. You guys have a good weekend. We are off tomorrow. No show tomorrow. I don't care what goes on. No show Saturday because we're normally off Friday and Saturday. For you new people, we are here 5 nights a week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we are off on Friday, and we are off on Saturday. We will see you back here, God willing, Sunday night. You guys take care. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And Alva, I will get a hold of you. Take care. Good night. Good